Hello everybody from the kitchen of Viking Demon Slayer. I have been out in the snow. Thank you very much. I got some vegetables because today we are making my oldest daughter's new favorite snack. She's obsessed. I had like this sad looking onion the other day and I made just some quick, small, how do you pronounce it, John? The pancakes. And she became obsessed, let me tell you. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this concept that we are taught in emotion code. It's called trapped emotions, right? So what's a trapped emotion? Do I have it? Doesn't sound fun, Martina. No, right? Everybody has trapped emotions to a certain degree. I believe when Jesus Christ was incarnated that he also had trapped emotions. Those are basically messengers of trauma in your body. And I have noticed this week this interesting duality with these trapped emotions. I believe that several of them are they're a double-edged sword, right? So the trapped emotion of rejection, for instance, is not only that you were rejected as a child, that is the receiving end of it. I believe that most of us whom felt rejected by our parents and siblings and other adult authority figures as children, we have the double-edged sword of reaction, not only as recipient, but we reject. So we reject immediately at any micro expression from the other that might show us, tell us that they might potentially reject us in the future. Our triggers will go full blast and we will reject them before they get the chance to reject us. It's pretty smart, eh? But it's also pretty tragic. I mean, oh shit. My carrots flew everywhere. So, you know, what to do? What to do, Martina? What the hell? It sounds like me. Yeah, you know, I know. So what you do? Well, you can read the book Emotion Code and you can remove trapped emotions, but you don't even have to go that far. When a troll is put in the light, it explodes. That's me translating a Swedish expression. The trapped emotion of rejection, when you become aware of your pattern, because it is a pattern, you might not know it now, but this is me helping you opening up your conscious mind to this pattern. So when did I think consciously, not subconsciously, not some angel, you physically, when did I think the last time, oh holy shit, they're gonna dump me, or holy shit, I'm gonna get fired, oh holy shit, oh God, they're gonna hate this and they're gonna say, I want nothing to do with you. That, my friend, is a sign of the trapped emotion of rejection. So, yeah, imposter syndrome, which is a psychological concept, phenomenon, is in fact, yeah, a big part of it is the trapped emotion of rejection. Both the subconscious memories of being rejected and also using those memories as a trauma response to reject immediately. Let me tell you, it's one of my personal old patterns that I'm still resolving it. You know, bless this glorious mess, right? We're all works in progress. And it's so beautiful on the other side, let me tell you. Because guess what? People are not sitting around waiting for a reason to reject you. People are not waiting for that reason. This is the trauma. This is the trapped emotion of rejection speaking. And the trapped emotion of rejection really shouldn't be your authority. I mean, it doesn't make sense, does it? That the trapped emotion of rejection has in fact been controlling your relationships. I mean, it's not reasonable, it's not fair. You deserve more, frankly. That's my opinion for you. So welcome everybody. We're talking about the trapped emotion rejection as I am cooking Korean savory pancakes. Yes, my children have become obsessed with these, so I'm making them as a after school snack as I'm talking about trapped emotions. Because my higher self told me, Archangel Christiel told me, Martina, you must go live on Instagram and talk about trapped emotion reaction. And I said, yes, sir. Because, you know, I follow my divine guidance. So, to recap, the trapped emotion reaction has been controlling your relationships. You have subconsciously been waiting for rejection to happen, and therefore, my friend, accidentally attracted and created relationships where you will be rejected, where the guy ghosts you, where that new friend stops texting you, where your boss that was in love with you during your interview, 2 weeks later, they have complaints about your performance at work. And the worst part of this is, because I've lived this, is that you're not even surprised, are you? You expected to be ghosted. You expected for your boss to be unsatisfied with you. You expect all of your friends to abandon you when they find out who you really are, when they see the real you. God forbid they see the real you. Who can relate? Show me some emojis. Hit me up with emojis if you recognize this. Who here has been more than once in life waiting for that confirmation that, yeah, no, indeed, I am not the one. I am not worthy. Hit me up with emojis. Show me some emojis. Show me some comments if this resonates. Just comment me, and I will feel that I am not the only one in the world that has lived through this. Oy vey, oy vey. Oh, I don't know why Crystal wanted me to make a video while I'm like chopping up carrots in tiny, tiny, tiny pieces. Then I'm gonna chop up some onion. I will switch the camera to what I'm cooking. It's just, I don't know. Right now you're supposed to be looking at me. Crystal says yes. It's good where it is. So, hit me up with emojis, guys, if this resonates. Okay. So moving on to work, jobs, career. Let's talk some more about imposter syndrome. If you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it is basically a condition in psychology. It is a, you know, acknowledged line of thought, acknowledged system of thought. It's that you worry constantly that everybody at work will find out that you are a fraud, that you are nothing but a fraud, that they will find out that you are really totally useless and that they shouldn't have hired you in the first place. This is why I became an entrepreneur. So I must thank my imposter syndrome. I just could not believe that anybody would ever hire me, because I think I've had, how many jobs have I had? 2. I've had 2 real jobs in my entire life. And imposter syndrome ruined it. Ruined it! It's not their fault. It was my imposter syndrome. They had high hopes for me. They really did. They did expect a lot from me. And they saw some truths that, you know, I'm intelligent, I'm capable, I'm ambitious. Do you recognize this in yourself? I think so. Overachiever, anyone, right? Maybe people pleaser, anyone, maybe? A little bit of an emoji, so I know I'm not the only one in the world. So imposter syndrome, you guys. Imposter syndrome consists of several of trapped emotions. Okay, this is a bit, you know, it's a big concept here, but okay, bear with me. So, imposter syndrome, is, okay, I'm a fraud. Basically, that's the core of it. I'm a fraud, and oh God, if they found out, I'm going to die. Right? So, the trapped emotions, if we're gonna pull in emotion code into this, the trapped emotions of imposter syndrome is abandonment and rejection. It's also low self-esteem. And mind you, if it's inherited low self-esteem, we're doing some next level shit right now, inherited low self-esteem, inherited rejection, what else? Yeah, those are the biggest ones. Low self-esteem, together with rejection, when you have those, and when you have those inherited, you know, it's difficult to create anything at all. It's difficult to make your voice heard anywhere, ever. Because this vague feeling of they won't listen anyway, it haunts you. And that's the thing with the, you know, the imposter syndrome. It haunts you, doesn't it? It's haunting. It's like always present in your field, and it sucks. It sucks donkey ass. Oh my God. So, what you can do with imposter syndrome, first of all, yes, remove trapped emotions using emotion code. But imposter syndrome is allergic to, the kryptonite of imposter syndrome is the genuine truth. Like, you don't have to hype yourself up. You don't have to become the next Tony Robbins, okay? You don't. Imposter syndrome says you're a fraud. But to talk to this part of you that has imposter syndrome, you can say, that story. Hello. Hello, point of view. When you call that fact, that, you know, super hard truth, but it isn't, when you make it into a point of view, all of a sudden, it isn't this huge, daunting fact anymore. It is this soft point of view that is one point of view of many. Yeah? Are you following me? If you're following me, give me an emoji. Show me that you follow. So imposter syndrome was created at one point in your life when it's usually the parents, when your parents didn't respond to your achievement the way you would have needed as a child. Not even in an, you know, they don't even have to be negative. It's enough that they were not interested. It's enough that they were blasé. It's enough that they responded with, when you felt that you wanted to be an artist and you wanted to become this world's newest painter, or maybe you wanted to become a singer, and you tell them and they went, good luck with that. There are a lot of singers out there. There are a million singers out there, but you know, good luck. See, that on its own is like, okay, what the fuck? But it's enough with the response of, singer. Okay. See that there's no bzzz, excitement, nothing. When they don't mirror your excitement, that's enough. That's enough for the inner child to totally think, oh, so what's important to me, what I know I'm really good at, what I know shines my light, oh, it will never be received. Oh, well, shit. See, that's how imposter syndrome is created. So, let's see, grabbing my onions. Let's see how many do I need? I don't know, 4, 5? God, I've never cooked and done this at the same time. Like, I don't know what Archangel Christiel is going on about. I don't know why I took such a lousy little knife either. I'm gonna take a bigger one. There we go. So, yeah, you guys. Let's see, what else? Yeah, we can talk about more trapped emotions. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you want to share something, please do so in the comments. If you want to share a question, like I'm not doing readings right now, but I'm thinking if you know that you have a certain feeling that is trapped, or just share in the comments if you will. And I will see what Archangel Christiel has to say about it. Yeah. I'm feeling that it might turn into quite an interesting conversation. So I'm gonna let you guys type. Type away, darlings, type away. While I try to make some order on my chopping board. So trapped emotions are a part of, they're not woo-woo, they're a part of psychological concepts. There's nothing woo-woo about it. And a whole lot is accidentally and innocently created by our parents. And if any of you are parents, if you have inherited trapped emotions, chances are that, you know, you have brought it forth to your kids. I know that happens to me. Övergivenhet. Thank you, Martina. All right, let's talk about abandonment. Yes, that's a good one. It's a big one. Abandonment, yes. So, abandonment has several of causes. There are several of things that can cause the feeling of abandonment. I know what the hell abandonment can create in a life. Abandonment is one of those feelings that creates more abandonment. And it actually can create reaction. It's connected to reaction sometimes. So I see this with clients that actually have paranormal entities attached to them. I'm not saying this goes for you, but I've seen it a lot. Also aborted fetuses. The energy of an aborted fetus can cause trapped emotions of abandonment, not only in the mother, but in her future children. Then it's inherited abandonment. And let me tell you, that's a difficult one to just remove. This is where the brilliance of emotion code comes in. This is why I have been doing emotion code for 10 years, you guys. And you can learn it for free in the book. Like Dr. Bradley Nelson and his wife, people don't understand how generous they are. So look at inherited abandonment for you, Martina. Because that one is such a son of a bitch, you know? It is indeed something that you feel it constantly lurking in the background, plus that it's often connected to entities. When someone crosses over and for some reason they don't properly, they choose to stay in the house, they choose to stay in the hospital, they choose to stay wherever they feel they feel the magnetic pull, they feel abandoned. They feel abandoned from God. So they ooze, like the onions I'm chopping are being very smelly. You know, it's a smell. Their energy oozes of abandonment. And anyone who is intuitive will pick it up. That's why Gamla Stan in Stockholm, where people were executed a couple of hundred years ago, Stockholm's blodbad, there's a lot of trapped emotions of abandonment still. They were abandoned. And it's the same with Salem, the witches' trials, the burning witches. But that spread to Europe as well. Those women, those souls, they were abandoned. The villagers just stood there and wanted to see the witches burn, knowing damn well, you know, that doesn't solve anything. Nothing gets better. So that's another reason, if your soul was a witch, burnt, that's another cause for the trapped emotion of abandonment. Then it's called either preconception or past life. I think the official term that the Nelson family uses in the training, in the certification, it's preconception, because they belong to the Mormon faith and they don't believe in past lives officially, or a reincarnation at all, like anything like that. So, but they believe that the soul somehow exists in some realm. I'm not too familiar actually. So abandonment is also, I must say, in my practice in the past 10 years, definitely top three common trapped emotion. And if you're an empath, Martina, and anybody who's an empath, if you hang with people, if you're around people with that trapped emotion, and it's dominant in their behavior, it's dominant in their feeling, you're gonna pick it up, you're gonna absorb it, it's gonna become your own. And that sucks, but it's easy to remove using emotion code though. And when you're aware, because abandonment can take a dominant seat in your life, you don't have to let it. You don't have to let it. You can talk to the abandonment and you can apologize and say, I'm sorry, because I know a part of you, sweet abandonment, you were abandoned by me. And I'm sorry. I'm here for you now. That is the only thing abandonment wants to hear. That it's not alone anymore. It isn't. So if you have joined the live, I was asking the viewers to please share the feelings, the emotions that they feel are trapped inside of them. And I can give my perspective as a healer on what it is that is going on, really, what the real root causes are. So talk to abandonment. Everybody, please keep sharing your trapped emotions, guys, so we can talk about them. So abandonment is cured by togetherness. And I'd say carefully start being with people physically again. Start with one person that you trust. And abandonment will get triggered because that's how it works. Abandonment and reaction together, even low self-esteem, might get triggered together when you are with other physical people. Still happens to me. But since I'm aware, I'm using my mindfulness to talk to them and go, I feel you. I know you're here, dear trapped emotions. But even though you're here, I am going to show up right now. That's my personal way of dealing with my abandonment. And oh my God, I used to have a lot of trapped emotions of abandonment. Holy shit, so much. So I know, I don't take it lightly. That's also why I know it's not like a permanent verdict. So share any feelings, emotions that you guys have been carrying, and I can give my insights. I will stay on for a little bit longer. Basically as long as my higher self tells me to. So the trapped emotions that we carry are the ones that color our life. They color our life in the colors of these trapped emotions. Those colors are not happy colors. They can't be, because the trapped emotions are negative. There are trapped emotions, I guess, but they're not trapped then. You can create and you can magnify positive emotions and make those dominant. Self-love, self-care, self-compassion, self-respect, forgiveness, love, of course, and gratitude. You can color your life with those colors. You can. It's your birthright. Let me tell you, it is your birthright. You don't have to only live with the negative emotions. You get to totally color your life. Yeah. With the happy ones. And abandonment can't feel gratitude. It's hard. Because when you feel abandoned, you feel wronged. You feel maybe even betrayed. Betrayed by life. Betrayed by love. Betrayed by your friends. But that's what abandonment does. It's its job to make you abandoned. It's part of the ego. So of course, and it's going to feel so true. All these stories, oh my goodness, but it isn't. It's just that little point of view with that little color, and it doesn't have to dominate your life anymore. It really doesn't. So there are other common trapped emotions that I find a lot. One of them is anxiety. Man, anxiety, especially when it's inherited. Inherited anxiety, I mean, it just causes you to doubt everything. Every positive thought it's like this big bucket of a freaking black goo. And anxiety is poured, like this disgusting goo, on your happiness. So the trapped emotion of anxiety turns everything into this dysfunctional goo. And it also magnifies these lies, but they feel like facts. They feel like facts to how unlovable you are. That's anxiety's favorite story. How unlovable you are. And it's a lie. It's a goddamn lie, let me tell you. So, anxiety is the number one reason, actually, that people see me, really. Because the world taught them that they were wrong. That they were somehow wrong. Wrong for feeling anything. Wrong for being able to articulate what's going on inside. Made wrong for seeing what is actually going on in the world. Wrong for seeing the truth in other people. Oh, anxiety agrees when someone says, you're only imagining things. You're only imagining, it's all in your head. That fucking gaslighting technique, the trapped emotion of anxiety, magnetizes it, attracts people like that will always doubt you because you are doubting yourself, so it's a mirror effect. And it will just lower your self-worth even more, even though you are a beautiful soul. How can you see it? The anxiety is in the way. And you might have a circle, a social circle, full of people who don't really believe in you, and they're not interested in changing their mind about you either. Those of you who come from toxic families know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Those of you who had to distance themselves from family members. I had to. I had to, I'm sad to say. I don't want it to be like that, but for my own calm and sanity, and to be a proper healer for myself, my family, my beautiful clients. Yeah. So I will freaking never judge anyone that tells me no. I had to break it off with my mom. I'm like, yeah, I understand. So anxiety, you guys. Oh, this onion. Anxiety loves when you are alone. That's when anxiety feels safe. And you accidentally made anxiety the boss of you. I mean, think about it. I have a lot of moms with teenage daughters that suffer from anxiety. And it's common in Sweden, at least, right now. Lots of young women suffer from anxiety. What it really is their spiritual selves that know that the world is fucked up right now, and they don't feel at home. They feel overwhelmed by the 3D school system, 3D money system, 3D news, because when you are a teenager in today's society, you have to have a smartphone and a laptop. You have to be online a lot for school and for your activities. Heck, even with my girls' soccer, there is an app, and there's just constant email updates. And if you miss one, you know, oh, too bad, you know, your kid doesn't get the obligatory gym shorts that they had to order and shit like that, you know. So they are forced into this 3D, it's like a construction site, right? And it's actually crumbling, and deep down inside they know it. But what do we tell them? You need good grades to get ahead. You need good grades. You need to perform well. Especially to girls, we're like, no, you're just gonna do what you have to do. A lot of teenage girls are told, no, you have to. Boys still have the stigma that they are late in development, they are late in maturing, they're behind girls in maturing. So they get a free pass until 18, 19, 20. Then all of a sudden, they're not supposed to be behind the girls. All of a sudden, the boys are supposed to be ahead. They're supposed to be a real man. Oh, really? Their entire lives they heard, yeah, but girls mature sooner. It's okay, girls mature sooner. They were given excuses and some slack, and all of a sudden they have to be real men? Can you imagine? I mean, I understand why ADHD is on the rise, and it's specifically with boys. Boys suffer more from it than girls. So, excuse me while I grab my frying pan. So I'm gonna grab some water, you guys. Wait, I'll be right back. Just gonna mix the batter. There we go. So anxiety, top three of the trapped emotions that younglings suffer from. And a lot of it can be resolved when we tell them it's okay. It's okay to be your quirky, beautiful, arty self. The world is always ending, according to the media. But when we were young, we didn't have it in our hand, in a phone, telling us every 10 minutes. We were harder to control. My 8-year-old was angry with me throughout the pandemic because I never wore a mask. And she said, "Mommy, all the adults at school wear masks." And I said, "Well, it's not mandatory in Sweden. They choose to, and I choose not to. But in the brainwashing system that my 8-year-old is a part of with public school, of course, those people are her authority figures more than me. I wish it wasn't like that. I do my best here at home. I'm preparing snacks as we speak for her. Korean crispy pancakes. That's what I'm making. I'm cooking and channeling Archangel Crystal, channeling messages about trapped emotions at the same time. So if anybody has a question about trapped emotions, if there's a feeling, if there is an emotion that you know you're carrying and you would like to know where the hell it stems from, I'm pretty sure you are led to this live for a reason. Please let me know. I'm going to show you. Okay, so we have our carrots, onion, batter, frying pan. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Nice company that created this. Yes. So, cooking with Viking Demon Slayer at the same time as we're talking about trapped emotions. Oh my God, Martina, you're such a multitasker. Yes. Yes, I am. Taking care of my family while healing the world. So tell me, give me emojis. Give me some questions. What's alive in you? How are you feeling? Does it resonate with what I just said about abandonment, anxiety? Does anything resonate at all? Or am I just full of shit? If that's your opinion about me, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So we're mixing this. I wanted to grab my phone, but my fingers look like this right now. So I will show you in a minute. I will show you in a minute. Give me a minute to mix. I'm gonna make really small ones. Usually, if you look at my favorite cooking channel, Mang Shi, Korean lady living in New Jersey, she makes like the whole pan is one pancake. But I'm making small ones, teeny tiny ones, because my kids' hands are small. And they want to have them as an after-school snack. So, you know. Maybe I should tag Mangshi in this video. I don't know. I think she would give me her blessing in slightly altering the form of the traditional pancakes. Sean. Can't pronounce it. For someone with a Korean twin flame, you would expect my Korean to be better. Sorrow, sorry. Sorry. Sorry, okej, så inom emotion, alltså jag måste tvätta mina händer. Oh my god. Så, sorry. Okej, vi har 2 sorters sorg som vi pratar om inom emotion code. Och engelska språket har ju fler ord än det svenska, så bear with me. Vi har grief som sätter sig i lungorna. Grief. Och sen så sorrow som kan sätta sig också i lungorna, men även magen. Ni vet det där knut i magen. So grief and sorrow, they're both on the chart, even though they're similar, because their frequencies of the feelings are different. And sometimes, well, oftentimes, sorrow and grief can be inherited I would say sorrow and grief are, especially grief, is very often inherited. And also, if you're an empath, very often absorbed between the ages 0 and 2. Ages 0 and 2, we absorb a lot, especially from our biological mother. Oh, so if she was postpartum, and if she got pregnant really soon after she had you, and was worried and hormonal, you picked that up as a baby and absorbed it, often in the lungs, maybe in the heart, and definitely the stomach. 100% the stomach. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Stomach is #1 dumping station for the subconscious mind, you guys. Sorrow, grief, oh, man. So what to do when you know that you have grief and sorrow? The #1 physical symptom when you have the trapped emotion grief, that's asthma. I have seen in myself and in others that respiratory issues go hand in hand with trapped emotions in the lungs, especially grief. And the only thing that I know that helps is the combination of emotion code and hypnosis. I know that hypnosis is quite a successful tool when it comes to removing asthma. Well, the energy behind the asthma, I'm not a doctor, I can't treat, cure, or diagnose anything. But we're talking about the energy of the trapped emotions behind the condition. So if your kids have asthma, you better believe that there is the trapped emotion of grief in you, in your, the partner, the biological parent, and in them. It is what it is. And when you remove it, when you start working with it, I know of trustworthy people that told me, Martina, my asthma is freaking gone. Doctors can't explain it, but it's gone. And this is their personal opinion. My videos are often censored and shadow banned on all social media because I say things like this. But thing is, these trustworthy, highly educated people are entitled to an opinion, and me too, you too. So sorrow. You were born too soon. So see, respirator, it actually confirms what I'm saying. Yeah, the lungs, my darling, the lungs. So if you haven't read the book, but I know you have read the book actually, look for grief and sorrow. So in Swedish, we only have that one word. We would say sorry. I'm thinking about a Swedish synonym because you want to reach the different frequencies because they work together and holding hard. So just even though, English isn't your first language, just check for grief and sorrow. It's okay if you use the English word because it's all about the frequency. You want to free your lungs from the frequency. And I guess maybe you got a feeding tube. Babies that have a feeding tube can have, because of that, trapped emotions in the stomach. So I know I had asthma my entire life and got diagnosed at age 38 after being called basically an idiot my entire life. I've told people so often, oh, I can't breathe. And they're like, yeah. Then a doctor said, oh my God, Martina, your lung function it's not good. Here's 2 inhalers, use them. I was like, really? Other people can breathe? I'm not. Oh. So let me show you. These are my Korean savory pancakes. This is a side dish in Korea, you guys. And I'm making them as a little snack for my children after school. So that's interesting, Sister Kanel. Respirator, yeah, grief and lungs, breathing. And I mean, haven't we all cried at one time in our lives so much that you come out of breath? You're like, you know, it's the grief. It's the lungs. It is what it is, right? And you can free yourself from them. Use emotion code and also speak lovingly to that inner baby that was in the incubator. Speak lovingly. I was born unexpectedly. My mom hid her pregnancy with me. And my father didn't know that she was pregnant at all. All of a sudden she collapsed on the floor and she said, "I'm giving birth." And he said, "What? Are you pregnant?" Long story. That's how I entered the world, okay? So you can imagine, I was born with a lot of trapped emotions of abandonment, rejection, fear, worry, anxiety, all of that jazz. I've spent years talking to that inner baby before she came out, during she came out, because the womb is a canal. It's a canal to this 3D world. And after she was a newly born, I was born in an ambulance. So imagine being born into the energy and being psychic, mind you, so you feel everything. Rushed ambulance workers, clueless father sitting there, mom that's like totally in panic and worry and I don't know. And the sound of the sirens, you know, wee, wee, wee. Can you imagine all of those energies? So big shout out to all of you who were born with issues, with problems, you know, problems surrounding you, trauma, worry surrounding you. I mean, sometimes I meet people and they were so wanted. The crib was ready, everything was arranged for them, their room was prepared. I just sit there and I'm like, what is this fairy tale? Something was prepared for you? Wow. Wow, I treasure those stories because to me, it's a fairy tale. It's like, wow. But what I am doing with my inner newly born, I am giving her that energy. So my inner newly born felt that she wasn't welcome, she wasn't meant to be here. And when you feel that you're not supposed to be here on this planet, that's the kind of life you will be creating again and again and again in all your relationships. You won't be able to get a job or to start a company. You won't be able to make any money. You won't be able to make friends or have relationships. I know exactly with the people I've seen over the years in the school system. Some of them were literally 40-year-old virgins, God bless them. Never had a relationship, never anything, just sitting alone in an apartment. But you know, the school children are my children, they told me. And it happened so many times, this conversation at several of schools, that I started to see a pattern. This was before my emotion code days, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? But these are the trapped emotions in motion. They're working, they're doing their thing. They are indeed, yes, sabotaging. Because if you're born into the world and you're not resolving anything, the shit that happened when you were born, yeah, you're gonna sit alone in an apartment for the rest of your life. I'm sorry. And nobody else can save you. It's you. It was you all along. I applaud everyone who goes to any healer, who embraces any healing. Even, you know, the things that I personally am not attracted to. Like I did a free thing with Tony Robbins a couple of weeks ago. It was 5 days, 2 hours per day, free with Tony Robbins, the world's most famous motivational speaker. And we were 1.5 million people. Can you imagine? 1.5 million people were devoted for those 5 days on working on themselves. I was like, well, he has a lot of haters, a lot of trolls, a lot of critics. And I'm like, yeah, but his critics, can they bring together 1.5 million people in a fucking Zoom meeting? And he said on the first day, I sat down with the CEO of Zoom to do this because they didn't have the capacity. So they arranged for the technology to be expanded, to be enhanced, so all of us could be there without a lag, without any technical issues. It worked 95% of the time. It freaking worked flawlessly. Wow, I don't know where I went with that tangent, but all I'm saying is I applaud anyone who works on themselves. Like, do it and don't care if anybody has a problem with it. I mean, when I did that 5-day thing with him, 5-day event, I knew they did it, you know, also because of course they want to sell their products also. So the trolls, yeah, but you know, whatever. I'm gonna take what I can from this. He's offering and I want to see what the dude is about. I had never been called to do anything. And I did say to the universe, I want to experience something amazing this year. And I want it to be for free. And I actually said about my girls and clothes, because my income has been a little bit like this past 3 or 4 months. So I haven't been buying my girls clothes in the same amount that I would want to. So my dear friend Maria, who is right here, out of the blue, she said, hey, we're sorting out clothes, my daughters and I. Let me know if your girls would want. And I'm like, thank you, God. Yes. Yeah. My girls love clothes. Especially my 8-year-old. But the 5-year-old too, you know? Oh my goodness. So, the universe will deliver. This is also thanks to me getting rid of a lot of inner shit. Old Martina couldn't have received, you know. Receiving. Christiel, is that the next theme? This live goes on and on, I love it. So receiving, okay. Let's see what's in the way of receiving. So I'm getting low self-esteem. Okay, yeah, let's talk about low self-esteem. If your parents, and I'm getting that it doesn't matter the gender actually, but it's a little bit harder if it's the mother, the biological mother, the parent that is more feminine, because I'm not even meaning the gender right now, the more feminine leaning parent. If they had low self-esteem, and if the parent that was more masculine took advantage of this somehow, like she would say, I'm using she but not the biological gender, if she were to say, I want to take this class, but it's in the city nearby, so I would have to leave you and the kids for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And the answer is that he mocks her, and you witness this. You, my friend, inherited low self-esteem. Boom! Because the parent showed you, if you want something, I'm gonna fucking punish you. And if you grow up with a feeling in the back of your mind constantly, I will be punished if I want something, how can you receive? Your subconscious mind is not going to let you receive anything, let me tell you. No, let me tell you, that's a fact. The things that I have unraveled in me and in clients over the years, a little bit of abuse goes a long way, my friend. And it sucks. But the solution, hello new people, we're talking about trapped emotions. The solution to low self-esteem is to say to it, I understand you. Because low self-esteem is convinced that it's the only one in the world that feels like this, and it's even ashamed. Ashamed, so shame and low self-esteem often go hand in hand actually. So it's ashamed of wanting anything because it knows, shit, I'm gonna get punished for wanting this. Shit's gonna hit the fan if I want this. I know for a fact that failure will happen if I honestly tell my loved ones that I want this. And if your subconscious mind has taught itself to expect shit to hit the fan every time you want something, I'm sorry, it's not gonna let you have anything. It's not gonna let you have the things that you really want deep down inside. It won't, it can't. How could it? If it feels that you are going to get mocked, you're going to get into trouble, you're gonna get punished, why on earth would your sweet, sweet subconscious mind create these situations for you? No. So it's gonna tell you, no, 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 not you. Don't want anything. Be happy with what you have. Please settle. For fuck's sake, just settle with what you have. Be grateful with what you have. These are also the relatives, usually older ones, that had abusive partners. And you might have married an abusive partner, and they don't want you to get divorced. They suffered for 50, 60, 70 years. So they want you to suffer. That is also what these trapped emotions love. They thrive on being correct. Because these people around you that are basically abuse survivors that want you to suffer the same, you know, they work in tandem. They want you to, yeah, no, hey you, down. No. The people that so effortlessly give gifts to themselves, they spoil themselves, and they seemingly effortlessly attract partners that love spoiling them. They just have that little part figured out. They're not better than you. They're not smarter than you. They're not prettier than you. They have the art of receiving figured out because they don't have that programming that they will get punished when they want something. So when you deal with that programming, when you remove it, you will be able to receive, and boy, will you be able to receive beyond your wildest dreams. I know to some people it's like, what? And that is that programming. The doubt is the programming. Like, no, but Martina, come on, it's easy for you to say. So easy for you to say, look at you. Yeah, look at me. Fucking hell, I've been through shit. Okay, my life isn't perfect. But I'm showing up anyway as best as I can. Because I have some things figured out. That's why I'm here. Cooking Korean crispy pancakes. If you're watching, we're talking about trapped emotions while Martina is cooking crispy Korean pancakes with vegetables. I'm making with onion and carrot. My higher self, Christiel, told me to do this. Huh? Isn't it funny? So, that's, you know, trapped emotions blocking you from receiving low self-esteem. And when low self-esteem is inherited, when any trapped emotion is inherited, it just adds to that vague feeling of something is off. I always joke that I'm in the business of something. 99% of people who come to me, they're like, Martina, something is wrong. I don't know what that something is, but I know something is off and it shouldn't be like this. They feel stupid for like 10 seconds and then I tell them, let me tell you, I know exactly what this something is. Let's get started, okay? And that's something, programming, beliefs, trapped emotions, inherited trapped emotions, absorbed trapped emotions. Oh my God. Oh. So if you have any questions, dear soul, please ask in the comment section. You can talk Swedish if you're Swedish. Please, my darlings, please ask away. I'm standing here by a hot stove frying some crispy pancakes. Ask away, my darlings. Give me an emoji if anything what I'm saying is resonating. If anything makes sense. And if nothing makes sense, let me know. So I'm gonna let you type, darlings. Any questions, thoughts, feelings, anything? We're all one big family. We are family. Get up. Da, 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 da. I don't know the lyrics. How many have I made? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna be able to make like 12 pancakes. That's nice. So type away, my darlings. Type away. Ask away. Let me talk about absorbed trapped emotions. Whew, absorbed trapped emotions. Åderbråck. Hernia. Åderbråck, alltså det beror på exakt vart de är. Det beror helt och hållet på exakt vart åderbråcket befinner sig, för det är olika. So not hernia, wait. She's talking about these little blood vessels that crack and creates little veiny thingies in your legs. But it's definitely... no, I'm getting that it's a lot of things depending on exactly where it is in the body. But in general, I want to say, let's see if I can make one general, what the guides are saying. Because I'm getting like, no, but you know, on the right leg. So the closer it is to your genitalia, the more likely it is to have been formed. I'm talking the energy, maybe not visibly, but the energy around your teenage years. I want to say related to passion, lust, sexual exploration. Right leg, I want to say, if it's more on the back, it's your feminine aspect. If it's on the back of your thigh, inside of your thigh, it's your feminine aspect. More on the front, it's the masculine aspect of you. And depending on how big it is, how deep it is, it could be, depending also where exactly, it could be an imbalance in a chakra. The root chakra, of course, is at the tailbone, pointing both backwards and front towards the genitalia. But there's also a leg chakra. I have been trained by a real guru in New Delhi, in India, about the 144 chakras of the body. And we have a chakra on the thigh, and it's on the inside of the legs, on the inside. So that's definitely, you know, it's difficult moving forward in relationships. Could it be? But like I said, it depends on exact location. But relationships, sexual relationships, intimacy, and that chakra, there might even be, if it's on that leg chakra, on the inside of the thigh, you got some karma. Karma showing itself right there. I believe that they are possible to cure using energy healing and hypnosis. That's my personal opinion and my personal belief. I myself, I've had rosacea on my cheeks my entire life basically, but it erupted properly like when I was 16, and I am, as we speak, using my holistic skills to cure my rosacea. So I believe that åderbråck, yeah, you can cure it. You can. Maybe even, if you have the book, I know, and you have a pendulum, you can ask, are there any trapped emotions in this blood vessel? Are there any trapped emotions causing this? And if your pendulum says yes, you grab your emotion code chart and you go, okay, show me the most dominant trapped emotion, please. It's time to remove it. Your subconscious mind will say, thank you. These are interesting conversations. I enjoy them very much. God, thank you guys for being here. Final pancake in the pan, you guys. I'm not going to show you the war zone that is my chopping board right now. Ooh, the last one is a bit big. It's okay. It's okay. So any more questions, my loves? I'm going to end the live when this final vegetable pancake is finished. This is so much fun. 1:30. Oh. Any more questions, my loves? Let me see ya in the comments. Hello, hello, hello. God, I love this. Should I go live more often and talk about trapped emotions? Would you guys like that? Would that be fun? I could go live in Swedish too. I could do both. It's easy with English because I reach more people, but I would enjoy going live, talking about this in Swedish. Speaking of the Nelson family, they released a new book today. So they've had the other book, Emotion Code, for like 20 years now. And he wrote a second book called Body Code. Thank you. So I'm going to buy that one. I'm going to buy it. It's in English. They haven't translated it yet. So, getting ready to flip the final pancake. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys see this. Here we go. Holding my phone while flipping this baby. There we go. Oh, whoops. Go away. Ha. Like. This is so much fun. All right, you guys. So, what I'm gonna do, like 2 minutes left. So if you have any more questions, you can message me or write them here in the chat. If anything of this resonated, let me know. I love having these conversations. I wish you a wonderful day. I'm going to show you my final product. Look at this, Korean pancakes. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Ha. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching and I see you soon.